It was the showdown of the century, folks. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump went head-to-head in the most anticipated presidential debate of all time. The stage was set, the audience was buzzing, and the tension was so thick you could cut it with a butter knife. As the candidates took their places behind their respective podiums, you could practically feel the electricity in the air. Moderator Chris Wallace took a deep breath and prepared to kick things off. But before he could even utter a word, Trump leaned over to Harris and whispered, "Hey Kamala, did you hear the one about the politician who walked into a bar?" "Me neither, they're all too busy arguing on Twitter." The audience erupted into laughter, and even Harris couldn't help but crack a smile. It was clear from the get-go that this debate was going to be anything but ordinary. As the candidates delved into their respective policies, things started to get heated. Harris passionately defended her stance on healthcare, while Trump vehemently argued for his own approach. At one point, Trump even pulled out a chart to illustrate his point, but unfortunately, it was upside down. "Oops," he chuckled, "I guess that's what happens when you let your interns do all the heavy lifting." Not to be outdone, Harris fired back with a witty retort of her own. "You know, Donald, I've seen better arguments on a reality TV show. And trust me, I've seen a lot of reality TV." The audience roared with laughter once again, and it was clear that these two were not holding back. As the debate raged on, the candidates began to address some of the more pressing issues facing the country. Climate change, immigration, and foreign policy all took center stage, and the candidates didn't hold back in sharing their thoughts. At one point, Harris turned to Trump and said, "You know, Donald, your foreign policy is about as coherent as your late-night tweets. And that's saying something." Trump simply grinned and replied, "Well, at least my tweets are entertaining. Can't say the same for your speeches, Kamala." The banter continued as the candidates sparred over everything from tax reform to criminal justice. It was clear that this was no ordinary debate, this was a battle of wits, and neither candidate was going down without a fight. As the debate drew to a close, both candidates shook hands and exchanged a few light-hearted jabs. It was clear that while they may have their differences, they both shared a mutual respect for each other's tenacity and wit. In the end, it was impossible to declare a clear winner. But one thing was for sure, this debate would go down in history as one of the most entertaining and unpredictable showdowns of all time. And as the audience filed out of the auditorium, they couldn't help but wonder, what would these two come up with next? Only time would tell. Thank you for watching our videos. Subscribe to our channel to receive notifications when we post the latest videos. Thank you and goodbye. Wish you always happy.